In this video, we will talk about coding interview preparation for beginners. If you are thinking about start preparing for coding interview using LeetCode, this video is for you. Hello, my name is Imran. I'm an experienced software engineer and worked as software engineer in Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle in the past. If you are new to this channel and preparing for technical interview, consider subscribing. Let's deep dive into the LeetCode for Beginners video. So at first, why LeetCode matters? Because it's a de facto standard for FANG interviews. It helps you to practice common data structure and algorithm problems. And it also helps you to think like a software engineer. So if you go to leetcode.com, you can go and sign in and create an account if you haven't been already. So I already have an account, so I will not create an account. You can click the create account and you'll be able to get into, after signing in, you'll be able to see this page. You can go to the problem section and we'll solve the first problem. This is starting for beginners and the problem is problem number 1, 2 sum. And if you click this 2 sum problem, it will take you this page, the 2 sum. So let's go ahead and actually talk about how we can approach this problem. So the problem is given an array of integers and a target return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. So when you got this question from the interviewer, be sure to ask a lot of clarifying questions to understand what type of numbers will be there, what is the maximum value they will provide, and also what are the S cases. So try to come up with some of the input-output combination so that actually you have better understanding how to tackle this problem. And so for LeetCode problem, since you don't have an interviewer, so you will just basically look into the constraints section to figure out actually what would be the length of the numbers and what the number contain, what is the target contain, and also is there any specific thing. So basically when you're looking into this LeetCode problem, think about, can you ask similar clarifying question to the interviewer to figure out actually what are the use cases you should consider. So let's take a look at these number input examples, 2, 7, 11, and 15. So I'll use this whiteboard, 2, 7, 11, and 15. So this is a list of integers, and also you are given a target and which is 9. So our task is to figure out how we can find the pair of numbers in this list so that that's add up to this 9, right? So, and if you just search brute force, you will find that actually if you add these 2 and 7 together, you'll get the 9 number. And for the case of output, what you want to return, you want to return actually the pair of indices. So make sure you are returning the indices of this result of this pair. So you will return 0 and 1. And since you already know actually only one valid answer exists, you don't need to look for other pairs if you find them pair. So you don't need to go through in detail. But another variation of this problem might be there might be multiple pairs. And can you use same number twice? Those kind of scenarios. In that case, you need to figure out how you can formulate the answer and how will you return it. So let's go ahead and think about how we can approach this problem. One is the easiest way to solve this problem, actually find out all the pairs of these n numbers, right? So if you have n numbers, you basically have order of n square pairs, right? So how you can get the pairs? For 2, you basically pair it up with all the numbers. For 2, 7, 2, 11, 2, 15, right? And you do it for all the numbers. And then you start with 7. And for 7, you make all the pairs 7, 11, 7, 15. And same thing for 11, 15. So you create all the pairs and then sum these two numbers and check that actually your target is matches this given target number. If that's the case, then actually you return that pair, right? Only problem is that if you solve in this way, this is not an that much efficient algorithm because there might be order n square of pairs, and your algorithm will be order of n squared based on the time complexity. And to implement this algorithm, you can basically write two for loops. So two nested loop inside another for loop, right? And you can just write a for loop and then solve this problem, right? Using two variables. So let's talk about how we can make it a little bit optimized, because it's the order n square algorithm. You should think about how we can make it to order n log n, or actually order n time algorithm. One easy way to solve this problem to reduce the runtime, if you can actually store the value what you already see this value. So if you think about, if I saw this number 2, can I store something about this number? You can easily store where did you see this number. So you saw this number at 0th location. Same as for 7. Where did you see this number before? You saw this number at 1. And for 11, you saw it 2 and then 3, right? So what you can do when you are going through this whole list of integer, you can store all the value and their index as a pair. If you are considering Python for solving this problem, it will be a dictionary. If you are considering Java to solve this problem, this will be a hash table or hash map data structure where you can store as a key value pair. Similar data structure exists in C++ too. So you basically going through the all the list of indices and then store all the value and their indices. And next time when you are traversing for each of the numbers, you just check that dictionary. Have you seen that number before? If you have seen that number before, you basically want to just find that index and return it. So that's how we can solve this problem. So to solve this problem, we will initialize a dictionary. So I'm just asking, naming as a scene dictionary. And there are a few things, right? So you have the index and you have the numbers. And if you enumerate these numbers from this list of nums, what you get, actually you get all the index and also the number pair. What you want to do, you want to save all the numbers in scene.n, scene n, and as a index, right? So whatever we are storing for each of the numbers, we have a scene variable, and in this scene variable, for the first number we have found as 2, and we'll store scene2 as index of 0. That means I have seen this number 2 in the 0th location, right? So you basically storing all the value as 2, 0 as a pair, right? And same thing for you are storing 7, 1 as a pair. So that's what you are doing. But for each of the numbers, when you are traversing through this number, you can find out what are the value you need to make it up this target number. So you're basically looking for a difference value, which is target minus n, right? So if you want to add up to 9, you basically, when you are at 2, you are looking for 7. Did you find any 7 before, right? So you are looking for this diff. And what you can do, you can just check if your diff is already in scene. If it's already in scene, then you can just return that number as a list. So you basically return the diff and also the IDX. So let's go through line by line. So for this scene, initially this will be empty for IDX and comma n. So what you have that IDX will be 0 and these will be 2, right? You are looking for 7 and you have not seen this 7 before. So you basically go to here and store that value as a scene, this one. When you are at the second number, like 1 and 1 as the IDX and 7 as the value, then you are looking for the diff, and your diff is right now 2. And if your diff is 2, have you seen this diff before? Yes, you have seen this diff before 2. And the location is 0. So what you want to do, you want to basically return 0 and 1 as a pair. So when you are satisfied, you can just hit the run button to see actually the test cases. And if something is wrong, you can go through all the test cases. And it seems like it passed all the test cases. And then you can hit the submit button. If everything looks good, it will be accepted by this LeetCode online platform. You can see actually what is the runtime and actually space complexity. So from the space wise, it's used actually 19 megabytes space, right? That's how you go through in detail about solving this LeetCode problem. But just solving the LeetCode problem is not enough. You need to actually understand how whole interview works. You need to talk with your interviewer to figure out what are the things are expected from you. And it comes with the practice. So practice a lot of solving a lot of LeetCode questions. That's what I did last few years when I was preparing for a coding interview. And you need to prepare for behavioral interview as well. So if you like this video, you might consider watch my tech interview checklist video as well, where I broke down all the step-by-step how to solve coding problems. I will link that video here in this video. Basically, you want to go through 10-step checklist to figure out actually what are the things you should focus on in each step. And for this problem, we went very quickly, but if you want to see the two-sum problem in detail, you can check out the other video I created, LeetCode 1 2-sum, where I went into detail how to approach this problem. Thanks for watching.